And Michelle will be here in a second to start firing away questions, and we'll talk about health issues, spiritual, whatever. This is the only hour of the week, by the way, we don't take callers, because we want to answer your questions. You pose by calling us at 888-212-8871, our order line, or you do the contact us at Nutrimedical.com and pose your question that way. We also review recent consultations we did by email or phone. And there we go. Michelle is hustling her way into the studio here, so she's ready to roll. So, Michi, grab your headphones. And
what, are we on the air already?
We are at the top of every hour.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
I'm not used to this new time.
The new time is your music, which we got the proper bumper on.
Let me get my earmuffs on. Are they on? Are we going?
Yes, we are indeed. Okay. So, Michelle, you have some questions. Go right ahead.
Actually, I don't think these earphones are working, but I'll talk anyways.
They should be working.
Okay. Yeah, gee whiz. I'm here. It's May the 6th. And, it's kind of... I was trying to help someone. People are having a little problem finding us, Bill.
Oh, yeah?
Over here at RBN from
Well, that's because
GCN.
their problem is real simple. They need to be going to the website all the time. We're used to going over to GCN, which is the thing not to do, to go to our website, because all the listen live links, the archives, the podcasts are on Nutrimedical.com. And they get in the bad habit of going to GCN, and they get completely confused. So a lot of them don't even know that we're gone from there.
Well, and we have to apologize for that, but GCN wouldn't let us say that we were going to RBN. They said they would pull the show and cut us off the air if we mentioned RBN.
And then when they saw that we weren't going to compromise with them and continue to be what I call radio slaves, they pulled the show on Thursday, the
April 14th.
And that way they did a great 2-hour show with John Stentmuller, the amazing founder of Republic Radio. And we had, I think, in hour 1, a good review of a lot of things. In hour 2, we had about 20 callers, including reviewing some of the...
well, you're loving it over here, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm smiling. As I said to John when he was on last, I said, the only problem is the side effect is I'm getting sprained facial muscles from smiling too hard. I
know, it's great. But I feel bad for our customers that can't find us. And, GCN still has our show up, even though we gave them 30-day notice.
They're going to get sued. And Dr. Deagle is also kind of like a half lawyer. And, crossing Deagle is one of the stupidest things you can do. And these guys are going to get taken down to Chinatown.
So on this new show, I need to be here right at 12.
Yes.
Not at 5 after 12.
Yeah, you were trying to help people.
But guess what?
Be here a couple minutes
today, this was one of those days. I'm sure you guys have all had one of those days you go like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Well, I go to print off the show, print off the emails and everything, and my printer isn't working, so
it probably was low in toner or something.
So I put in the black ink, and it just still didn't work, and I put in a new color ink, and it still didn't work. So I've actually emailed you the first 4 pages. The rest of them came off, but anyways.
Oh, really?
Life has these little snags, but it doesn't matter what,
It's okay.
It doesn't matter what the devil brings you.
But
God's bigger than him.
Yeah, exactly.
God is God. Our God is God. And amen to that. So we're here, and it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, and I also was up really early this morning. I got the last of my emails caught up, so everything's caught up completely now.
Put the website up for me, please, Bill, because I want to bring to our listeners, old and new, bring to your attention that the best silver on planet Earth, the only planet that we know so far, and it's a Silver 100 spray or dropper or nasal spray, and you'll see that I've kept it on permanent sale with free shipping and 15% off all the time.
Right.
So if you can't afford it this week, you can afford it next week or even next month. But I keep it there and keep it with the free shipping, so you have a chance to try the best. What kinds of it's called?
It's Ionic Silver Citrate Complex. It's hundreds of times stronger than any other silver, because the only form of silver that's lethal to any pathogens or stimulates stem cells or turns off burns and lower cytokine levels. Like if you take it in your lungs, it'll turn off the cytokines. You don't need steroids or a rescue inhaler spray. You put it in your nose and you have seasonal allergies, say, turn off my allergies, because it kills the pathogens, but it also lowers the cytokines. And you can spray it on somebody even a 1st or 2nd degree, like a thermal burn, cooking, or a sunburn, and it'll turn it off.
Oh, guess what I did? I sprayed it right here. Look at my finger.
It's already healing.
I was grating cheese a couple days ago, and I grated my finger. So I was watching
you're multitasking.
convection oven. I was watching the thing there at the same time, and I thought, gosh, maybe I'm not so good at doing things.
Watching the convection oven or watching the convention, you mean?
No, the convection oven.
Oh, you're watching.
I was looking to see if it was the timer was going.
Okay.
And I'm looking up at that, and I'm just, anyways.
I was watching.
Look how good it
while you're
looks
doing
now.
that, I was watching the West Virginia convention with Donald.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, I'll bring to your attention also that we can have any silver on planet Earth. It's not our product. It's made in Florida by Jay Newman. So it's not ours, and we've been searching and searching, Bill has been, not we, Bill, for the best silver, and the reason that it's on there is because it is the best silver.
Yeah, that's why I search all over the world for the best products, the best doctors, the best research on many different products. For example,
not one of our Nutrimeds.
It's
not one of our Nutrimeds, but it's up there because we love it.
It's great.
How about the Allison Med? I know I sound like I've got ads, but this is also for people wondering. I got an email from a guy named Scott.
Right.
And he was, and Scott, hi, you said you started listening to our show recently. I think the first place he heard you was over on Caravan.
Caravan to Midnight. Okay, yeah, that was
John
over.
B. Wells or something?
Yes, John.
Yeah, that's where he heard
John
you
B.
first.
Wells at Caravan to Midnight.
And he emailed me.
With a lovely voice and very deliberate speech.
His wife wanted to
He's
order.
great. I love him. He's a wonderful guy. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I do a John B. Wells kind of rendition there.
Okay. They wanted the Vitamin Mineral Max, like just a regular multivitamin. And he put in there, he asked me in his email if I would mention to people, how do you find our multivitamin? Well, the first thing you can do is call 888-212-8871 and just let us know that you want our Vitamin Mineral Max, and we'll just place your order for you. Secondly, and most popularly, is to go to Nutrimedical.com, Nutrimedical.com, and when you're there, look at the front page, the very top, and click on products. When you click on products, you'll find that you'll see a list, and it says company name. At the very, very top is Dr. Bill's products, our Nutrimeds, very, very top. Right. And there's a few things from other people mixed in with that one.
Yeah, the Dr. U
then
book,
you'll see
India
the
Me's.
Dr. U.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the India Me's, and then you'll see the carrot bars, which Bill talks about on Tuesdays still, Bill? Do you still
first hour usually,
Cardiovasc, which is it used to be called Cardivite, and now we have the rights for the U.S. for Cardivite, so we called it Cardiovasc. It's the exact same product. Lumen Photon, Mountain Red Deer, you'll see, and Alimax going down, the Ozone, and then we have Foam Wellness Consult, and what else, Bill? Pure Water Systems. Oh, QRMA. Someone just bought a QRMA about an hour ago here. They called in. Bill, what is the QRMA?
It's a quantitative resonant magnetic analysis developed by Dr. Zhu, TSU, in China, based on hundreds of thousands of years of research in China, where they're very advanced in acupuncture. And they read bioresonance. They have their bioresonance database, so they can tell what
is bioresonance?
It means everything in your body adheres to the same principles of quantum mechanics as light and electromagnetic radiation. So not just solid matter, but living matter. And they applied these principles so you get a bioresonant frequency of tissues vibrating with a specific sound or phonon and electromagnetic resonance. And you can check it with a database and see if your vitamin, mineral levels, or organ function is normal or not. And you're able to hold the electrode for 1 minute. It generates literally hundreds of tests. You can send me the compressed file along with a little bit of history note, or if you want to do a full consult, you send the consultation form, which is 11 pages. It's a functional medicine, environmental
So
history.
what you're saying is when you do purchase from us the QRMA, that stands for Quantum Resonance
Magnetic Analysis.
That when you do purchase that, you also get free consults and time and analysis and everything.
But you do get at least 2 free consults per family member per year. And I'll often do more if we need to. But what I tell people, it's not for non-family, but if you do want us to do this as a non-family, you can charge them for doing the test on them, but then they have to pay a consult fee for me to analyze the report and their history.
This week I spoke with Deborah from Alberta, and she wanted me to ask you what to do when her TSH, her thyroid, is 3.33.
If it's normal, that's not sufficient to identify thyroid function. The first test to tell people is not even a blood test. It's a basal body temperature chart. If your basal body temperature chart's low, you probably have an elevation what's called reverse T3 or RT3. And if your free RT3 is high, your TSH test is useless. It doesn't indicate anything. You can actually put people, and I recommend this years ago because I did the original research with Dr. Otterhue 36 years ago, brought the test from Germany for the reverse thyroid hormone test. We were testing for insulin resistance in diabetics. And the RT3 test, so when you want to measure reverse thyroid hormone free, T3 free T4, and have a basal body temperature chart. And then you can do a high sensitivity TSH. But those other tests, RT3 and T3 that are in the free form, are important to have as well.
Well, what happened is I asked you, and she was on the phone with me, and she got Nutridyne and she got mitothyroid.
Right.
And selenium.
And selenium, that's the core.
Separate.
Yeah, and the other one that you might add to that is Minerals Plus.
Well, she was on a budget, and that was good
those are the most
her.
important.
Those three, Bill, keeping it simple.
Yeah, and she measures her basal body temperature chart even before if she can't, because remember the Canadian healthcare system, like the socialized ones, may not do a reverse thyroid hormone test. But if it's high, you'll have a tendency toward diabetes, obesity, and hypometabolism. And in fact, if they want to do long-term space travel, they have a slow release in their astronauts of RT3, and you can put people into suspended animation.
Bill, our friend Keno, you know who I'm talking about? Keno from
in New York. Yes, yeah, he's
real involved in the carrot bars.
He's very, very good businessman, yeah.
He is.
I think he's from Trinidad, and he's got an self-made man, international fruit stand in Manhattan, and he brings all these exotic fruits in, and he's really good in carrot bars as well. He's rocking and rolling. He's right near Wall Street, I think.
He has a friend who has a leaking heart valve, and he wanted me to ask you on the show today, should he have surgery or what should he do?
First thing you want to do is get a high-speed CT scan and a calcium score of your blood vessels and your heart valves. Yeah, we can decalcify it with minoquinone 7, right, and astaxanthin in our Omega Supreme krill, and ellagic acid as well as Venaway. And over time, you'll see the calcium score drop and the valve become reverse what's called a calcific or myxomatous change. We use Cell Defense Plus also to help reverse that, as well as ellagic acid and minoquinone 7 or vitamin K2, and it'll reverse the calcification. And the other thing you can do, too, is there are specific peptides that we can obtain for heart regeneration, and I would use that in combination with mild hyperbaric oxygen and ozone. But we have peptides that will actually alter the DNA to regenerate your heart. They're specifically designed for that, and we can get them from the Anti-Aging Institute in St. Petersburg, Russia. So there's all kinds of things we can do, including stem cell transplant if we want to.
Well, now I think, Bill, we'll go into the emails that I tried to print off, and look at some of this. Look at that. That's the way it was going. Isn't that crazy? With 2 fresh inks. Could it mean that old machine that I had for... Yeah, let's not give the devil credit for that.
I'll tell you what it was. Is the devil's in the details.
He doesn't have any.
You didn't change the toner soon enough, I think, is what happens.
No, I changed both of them.
No, but it takes a while for it to go through the system. Once you put a new toner on, it's going to take a while for it to seep into the system and work properly.
We'll try it when I get off the air.
I'll bet it'll work perfectly when you get off the air.
Look at this. Between the 2 pages, I can read it.
That's funny.
How about, this is Kenneth from Texas. I just tried your CardioVasc, and it seems to make me feel better already. Do you have something for polymyalgia?
Yes, we do. In fact, polymyalgia rheumatica is a very common syndrome. It's very serious. You can get arteritis nodosum, which is inflammation of the blood. Arteritis. A-R-T-E-R. Arteritis. It sounds like I've got an accent.
Like you're
it's not like arteritis.
Sounds like you're from Cape Breton.
No. He's got arteritis. No, arteritis actually is inflammation of the arteries. Anyway, that's pretty funny, hey?
That's
his problem. He's got arteritis there, boy. That'll hurt him.
Okay, don't get
make him limp with a funny limp. Like
Are you going to answer the question?
I don't know.
Am I going to let you?
I don't know. I don't think you're going to let me.
Polymyalgia.
The polymyalgia rheumatica.
What are you doing? Now he's on the computer, and he thinks we're not on the air.
No, I'm just pulling my polymyalgia. I just did a protocol review, actually early this morning for one of my people.
Smarnin?
You get my accent going. Polymyalgia, the first thing you want to do, and this is core. I won't give, I can give 20 things, but I'm going to give 4.
I like the look of that. That looks good.
Inflamax, which is an inflammation, and Collagen Max to reheal the actual damaged vessels and tissues. Mountain Red Velvet and Cell Defense Plus, which, by the way, we have this new fancy Cell Defense. We have a sale, I think, going on for the previous version, Cell Defense Plus. So that's the 4 core things to start with. There's many other things we can add to reduce the cytokine levels, kill off any stealth pathogens that may be a factor, turn off the autoimmune attack on the tissues because it's an autoimmune disease. And if we have to, we go into what I call our autoimmune protocol for that, which interestingly is identical in the early stages to treatment for cancer.
Bill, would you do me a favor and open up your email, because I emailed to you the first 4 pages that I have here, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to read, considering every second word is wiped out.
This looks like I got something here.
Okay, no, while you're doing that, I'm going to read an email from...
You had a whole bunch of them here, hey?
Yeah, that's my stuff.
Okay.
Oh, put it there, because I want to read the second one down. Okay.
This one here?
Never mind. I'll do it in the commercial with you. Just leave it there.
Right.
Leave it there. That's not it, Bill. That's just an email from a listener.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're on the wrong page. Okay, let me read this one. Grisel, Grisel, in an email. Hello, my name is, I have an autistic daughter, and I was looking for some of your products to help her brain function, but I stopped the order when I read at the end of the explanation of one of your products, Brain Mag, about a caution and a warning. And he wrote on here what it was. Keep the lid tightly closed, dry place, that's okay. Consult your health care professional.
That's
we
us.
know that one. And then he put in here, oh my gosh, he said, look at all the stuff that it contains. Wheat, gluten, yeast, soy, animal, shellfish, peanuts, GMO, artificial color. And I had to email him and say, oh my gosh, that says does not contain. So he got scared to buy it because he said somebody knew.
So actually, we need a protocol.
That it actually contained all that.
We need
stuff.
to have a protocol for vision loss too.
Anyways. That's not. Yeah. Anyways, my dear, if you're listening.
Okay, here's what I recommend for kids.
I don't know if that's a guy's name or a girl's name.
Grisel, it's probably female. Anyway, let me just give you
I'm not finished, though, and also I wanted people to know that in California, every supplement in California has to have a California warning on it, because this is California. Not another state isn't like that.
It's actually not a state, it's a dimension. It pretends to be a state, but it's actually a dimension.
The great gulag of California. Will I get in trouble for saying that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Bill, what did you want to do?
I'll just give you a brief thing.
For autism?
Yeah, and basically, autism is BA for brain on fire. Mm-hmm. There's 3 major factors triggering it. Stacked vaccines, overuse of antibiotics, and GMO foods are the primary. Mm-hmm. You want to give a smoothie of Life Support Ageless and NutriComplete. And then you put in it, open a capsule of Cognition Plus. You can open the capsules up for like a week and keep the powder in a little jar in your fridge and just take a tiny scoop out of these capsules. And if they're soft gels, puncture them with a corn skewer and just squeeze them in as you're making a little smoothie out for the child. And I'd recommend you use Cognition Plus as capsule.
She's 16 years old now.
Okay, then she'll get an adult dosage. 2 Cognition Plus, Brain Power, Calm Mind, and Brain Mag, the scoops. Cell Detox Glutathione, Ultrathiamine B1, and Uridine Monophosphate.
Sounds like I'm going to get a break.
Yeah. So, in other words, if you look at the whole protocol, I'm going to explain it in video, too, later, and it'll be posted up on Nutrimedical, so you can actually listen to the video at lower speeds and more understandable educational tone.
Thank you, Bill. I'm going to play with these papers and get you to open my email. Okay, now it's going to print, now that we're back. Oh, my gosh. I don't remember a day like this. Okay, here we go. Bill, did we finish up with the last one? I think we did. So now we're going to go on to Darren from West Virginia. Dear folks, I received my order today. Thank you so much, Michelle, for helping me. I am 55 and a runner, and I'm taking Life Support, Sports Energy Light, Indiamese, Cardiovasc, Tendon Mender, and Microdose.
Right.
All of this has brought my running program to a whole new level of performance and endurance. I am on the right track, and is there anything else I could add to help? By the way, last year I was in the top third of every race I ran, but I was only taking life support and the energy drink. With these other products and a lot of sweat, I believe my times are going to put me in the top 15% of all runners of all ages. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. 4 years ago, I was obese and literally could not walk 100 feet without breathing hard. Today, I'm 6 feet, 155 pounds. Well, you go, boy, that's good. In excellent shape. Much of my success has been due to your products, and thank you so much.
Yeah, I've got them up
on here. What would you add, Bill? Because right here you can see what he says now that you've got my.
I also have it in my emails because I remember adding doing responding.
Go on there, and what would you add to what he has here?
Well, I could add to Well, it's not you didn't print off my answers. Oh yeah, no, I would add to those there. Yeah, you don't have my answers printed. I have my answers printed. If you just let me go back to you don't have my answers printed.
You mean you can't remember it? I thought you had
I can, but I want to make sure it's
memory.
correct. Yeah, so regarding athletic performance, I actually talked about this in the second hour. If you actually look at the email here, there we go. First off, I'd recommend the NADH Energy, which is nicotine and dinucleotide hydride, mitochondrial catalyst to increase mitochondrial energy, uridine, which is triacyleuridine, VascuCare, which is a propional carnitine, CoQ10 Supreme Ubiquinol, which is not the regular CoQ10, but the water-soluble one, and then magnesium glycinate malate, because magnesium is very important for sports athletics, right? So he'll improve his performance, and by the way, you can even do what's called oxygen doping with mild hyperbaric oxygen. So if you have a chamber, you can actually get it for an hour or so before you go running, and you'll do better.
But of those products, keeping it simple and keeping in mind what he's taking, if you had to pick two of those, what would you pick?
CoQ10 Supreme Ubiquinol and VascuCare.
For increasing his performance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next is Michelle from Australia. My name is Michelle. I live in Australia. I have just recently discovered you and respect and love your work. Somewhere along the line, I have read or heard you say that you do intuitive readings over the phone. If so, I'd be interested in doing that with you. And could you please let me know all about it? I guess that's basically what she's looking for. She says that she's obviously not interested in allopathic doctors locally, and she's overwhelmed herself with research. Doesn't that often happen, Bill? Mm-hmm. Of which I can't keep your head. Some is contradictory, and I feel I can't make the right decision because I'm confused, fearful, and lost. That's one thing about Google this and Google that. You can be going and going. One guy says one thing, another guy says another thing.
Well, no, it's real simple. You get a lot of people to pretend that they actually know how to prescribe herbals or functional medicine, and they don't belong to any of the academies for decades and actually figure this out. People ask me, "Who taught you, Dr. Deagle?" I said, a guy by the name of Deagle. My curiosity and God taught me. So what you have to understand, I'm one of the professors teaching the other doctors around the world, and it's real simple. Firstly, you have to send me a history. Even if we're wanting to, quote, have intuitive insight, and I have to often spend time reviewing your history and may request other testing. Sometimes it'll just come to me. I'll know what else we have to do in terms of testing here. Michelle, if you want to, I have it also up on OneDrive here as well. Besides the printer, it's all up on OneDrive. So if you want to look at any of these things.
Okay, put my next page up there for me, please, Bill.
Yep, you just go there and tell me if that's the one. It's all there. It's all on one page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go down to this page 2.
That's
at the top, please. Hello.
Yeah, I am. That's it. You sent me one.
Oh, gosh, that was a short segment.
It is a very short segment. Yeah, the bottom.
I'm going to teach Bill how to do page 2, and when we come back, that's page 1, Bill.
No, there's only one.
Number 2.
There's only one email here. Let me show you.
Number 2.
If you go look at the emails, there's only one. What's called Google Drive document, and your questions are jumping out at you here.
All 4 pages that you said I didn't have. Anyways, and then I've got the rest of the other 10 pages printed out just fine. So
Wonderful.
We're good to go. I know that this is crazy. Here we go. Let's go as fast as we can and get as many of these emails
Okay,
out.
Let's go ahead. Yeah.
We'll start with Keith in an email concerning a blood clot in his leg. He said the doctors told him that he's damaged the valves in the veins, Bill.
Right.
I guess they are like check valves, one-way valves to prevent blood from flowing down in legs.
Right.
or back down in legs.
Right.
My question is there anything that can be done to heal or rejuvenate the valves so they work correctly? By the way, he's taken warfarin. He has to take
rat poison. Rat-a-tat-tat poison.
He says he has to take
that.
that.
He has to for now, but we'll try to get him transitioned. First thing, number one, you want to restore the blood vessel wall health of the endothelial lining. That's cardiovasc. I'm just going to hit the main names. Ellagic acid, which helps to heal the vessel wall. Omega Supreme Krill, Omega Supreme, nattokinase, which is developed by Dr. Sumi in Japan, Dr. Holsworth here in America. Magnesium glycinate malate, and Venaway, which is diacemin.
Would I be correct to say that the nattokinase is maybe the most important and the cardiovasc of all of those?
Yes, yeah, and then and the Venaway,
Venaway
too. Venaway, especially after damaging the veins. And then if it's still not healing, there's other things we can do, like lumen photon and micropulse, out to many layers further, so even other things we can do,
What is it that the nattokinase does again? I know
it reduces blood viscosity. It's called rheologic, R-H-E-O-L-O-G-I-C, viscosity of the blood.
How do people know if they have a problem with blood viscosity, except for getting a QRMA machine? That'll tell you, but how do you know?
Well, in Denver I had a rheologics machine, but you can any doctor can send off a blood test for rheologic viscosity. You just have to go through LabCorp and Quest, and you can it's a viscometer test. So it's not a typical blood test that the doctors can do, like a PTI in our platelets. Because the QRMA is the test you want to use. Because a quantitative resonant magnetic test, you can repeat it every week. You can see if your blood viscosity is normalizing. It's very, very good. So that's my guess. And I tell people they want to have a lab-confirmed viscometer test. It's the rheologic, just dual lasers.
Results. We have great relationships and great results with that QRMA.
You're Trumpizing our firing line here.
It's just huge.
You're bringing the Donald into the dialogue.
Bringing the Donald in. I should congratulate him on his. I'm finally getting the other two guys to drop out, Cruz and Kasich. He is the nominee.
And by the way, we can make our country energy independent without fracking our country to death. We talked about that in the last hour with chemicals. So
I thought I should have told myself this to keep on track with my emails.
Yeah, keep going. You're not going to make it.
I know, and I went off track. Bill Elizabeth, Dr. Elizabeth from Texas.
Right.
I hope this email finds you well, and I hope I am writing. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get right down to it. Before, I wanted to mention. She says her name. I won't say it for privacy. It's one of her patients, Bill, a young 22-year-old lady with bipolar disorder. Right. She is presently on all these things: trazodone,
sertraline, lamotrigine, all nasty.
She wants to stop taking these meds, Bill, and Dr. Elizabeth says, what would you suggest for her to get off the meds successfully and reverse this bipolar condition?
Bipolar condition basically is a seizure disorder in the basal brain nuclei called the limbic system. Brain Bank and Calm Mind, 1 to 2 scoops each 3 to 4 times a day is the very first step. Number 2, you want to reduce seizure activity with myelination of the nerve fiber tracts with Omega Supreme Krill, Minerals Plus. Reduce free radicals in the brain with Nutritrel and cell detox glutathione, and you want to stop basically that's the core stuff you want to do. But there's other things you can do for bipolar. You can reduce it with transcranial therapies as well, which we have also.
Tim, in an email, what do you recommend for herpes?
Simple. Silver 100 on the area and orally, Nutridyne and Allicin Med.
It really works. The Allicin.
Yeah, really good. And we have people that just take Allicin Med alone and the herpes goes away. Yeah. Stay on it. I can't tell you.
Huge doses.
Big doses. We have huge success.
Where am I here, Bill?
Yeah. And by the way, we have people just take the Allicin alone, and all their viruses and bacteria say, we're out of the building. They leave, and they don't come back. And that includes abnormal pap smears, herpes zoster-like infections like shingles, herpes, oral herpes, or genital herpes. And people need to know this, that the genital herpes, 20% of them are oral herpesviruses from physical activity occurring during sexual activity, and that this extinguishes the virus so it can't come back. Go ahead.
Paul, in an email, have you experienced successfully treating diabetic neuropathy?
Yes.
We have, yeah.
Yes, we do.
Despite my blood sugars and blood pressure being in the normal levels, along with daily exercise, I am experiencing my painful symptoms progressing.
Right.
Obviously, this is affecting walking and time on my feet. Unfortunately, I'm currently taking Cymbalta.
Cymbalta is a
Lyrica.
Yeah, those are drugs pushed by drug
pain.
companies. Those drugs are useless, dangerous, and really should be advised.
Our Inflamex is great for pain.
Yeah, pain, Inflamex, and Cell Defense Plus, number one. For the neuropathy, the ultrathymine B1, and for support of acetylcholine, which helps reverse the neuropathy, CDP or cytidine choline and uridine monophosphate. And for remyelination, because that's what happens, you lose a myelin sheath, you want to remyelinate with Omega Supreme Krill and Minerals Plus, as well as Copper Regenamax.
Jim from Idaho. Hi, Jim. He just says he ordered the bottle of Living Probiotic and wanted to know if it was going to be refrigerated.
No, it's not refrigerated.
And I wanted him to know that the 84 caps doesn't have to be refrigerated, and we don't send it refrigerated. You just keep it in a cool place, which,
right,
which we do, and it won't be damaged in shipping. However, we do put a nice pack with our 30 caps.
That's it.
Real strong one, the Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes. Might as well
Howard,
be.
Who is it, Bill?
It's called How Are You? How Are You is a fancy long term. It's a specific strain.
How do you say that?
How, H-O-W-A-R, and a big U, How Are You?
How are you?
Yeah.
Strain.
How are you strain? And then if you take it,
sounds like Howard Hughes strain. If you
it does.
real quick.
You're not going to get them all in, honey.
Okay.
The How Are You strain basically is so strong you take it before you go to Haiti, you won't get dysentery. Yeah. That's how strong it is.
Okay. Tim, I'm in a wheelchair with a broken back. Oh, and any idea what to do? I think I'll have to give that to you, Bill.
Yeah, I actually tackled that already.
Okay.
There's a number of things we can do, including our nutraceuticals to heal the bones and ligaments and tissues, and also a stem cell transplant with Regenerex with Dr. Chris Centeno. But he needs our nutraceuticals, or the stem cell thing will not take and not work. So you don't stop our Nutrimeds if you're going to a cancer clinic or doing other things. Continue them, and even if you're doing conventional care, you want to make sure, whether it's a stem cell transport, you do not stop our Nutrimeds.
Tom from Indiana, what would you suggest as a lumen setting when using it over the prostate?
Setting number 4 or 5 for the glandular tissues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I've got a lot here, haven't I? I think I've already covered the multivitamin, and I think everybody knows that. I did that at the first, right?
Yeah, you get
so you can find our
you get around 9 minutes left, believe it or not. Long segment.
If you're just starting to be a customer of Nutrimedical, as I discussed at the first, the Vitamin Max
and its cousin,
products
which
is a great way to start.
Right, and the other cousin of that is Minerals Plus, which works for diabetes, healing of tissues, and neurotransmitter conversion in your brain. So that's a Minerals Plus special.
Ron, in an email, says something about a professor, someone who's a specialist in EPAs or EFAs. What he's saying is that this guy is saying, Bill, listen to this. He says that fish oils and krill and everything are not needed and need to be avoided. He speaks favorably of something that he sells, some kind of essential oil or something.
Sounds fantastic to me.
The whole email here is that he's trying to say that fish oils have a steroidal effect and interfere with healing.
He's full of it.
And that's why Ron is emailing you to find out why this guy is saying that.
He's a liar, this fellow, number one. Number two, your cells are made of phospholipids and essential fatty acids like eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. You want to remyelinate a child's brain when they're developing in utero? It's the law in Japan. The research was done in Ohio in America 35 years ago. It's a law in Japan. You cannot make a baby formula without DHA, okay, which is basically an algae or fish oil extract. It's a law, okay? Same way in Europe. You cannot make a baby formula without DHA. So when you take EPA DHA, you cut the risk of heart disease and vascular problems like deep vein thrombosis, heart attack, and stroke by 50%, even if you don't take any of our other nutraceuticals or change your diet.
Yes.
Just by adding a large soft gel of Omega Supreme. And if you add the Omega Supreme Krill with astaxanthin, it's a miracle how it can prevent brain injury, vascular problems, and endothelial damage. This guy is out of his cotton-picking mind, especially when we talk about things like Omega Supreme Krill. Now, our Omega Supreme is made on ships in Norway, and they're processing small fish, and every batch is tested for heavy metals and excipients and solvents. So this guy is a fool. We have only one company in the world that makes low-temperature processing of krill oil, so the astaxanthin. Our Omega Supreme krill oil capsules have 2,000 micrograms of astaxanthin, the second most powerful antioxidant on the planet behind the anhydrous catechin, polyphenol, and our NutriDefense. The Mega Reds, which is a big one marketed all over the planet, is 117, and ours is 2,000.
Well, that's,
so, I tell people take 2 pills of our Omega Supreme krill and call me in a century. That's literally what I say. You start taking the Omega Supreme krill, 2 soft gels a day, take 2 pills and call me in a century, and you're going to start slowing the aging process.
His brain is suffering. That's why he doesn't know any different.
No, he's believing Yahoo's.
He's not taking his oils.
I'd like to know if this so-called doctor or specialist.
No, he's just a professor.
Yeah, if he's a professor, does he belong to our academies of anti-aging medicine, environmental and advanced medicine?
You're talking.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Joao from East Sussex,
You got me angry here.
Shh.
The pirate ship Deagle. You got me angry.
Oh my gosh! Is there any off button here?
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I have 2 full Combine packages that expired on February 2016. Are they still okay to use? Basically,
yes. If you keep them out of hot sunlight and heat, I usually recommend if you're going to have things stored, store them at mid 70 degrees or colder, like in the fridge, away from heat and light. And by the way to store our Nutridyne is in a Faraday cage little box in the refrigerator away from heat and light.
Well, Bill, our engineer friend Mark from up in San Francisco, he can't find this. He couldn't find this, and he doesn't know how to download the podcast. How do you download the podcast for people that like to listen in that?
Well, you go to the front page of Nutrimedical.
Listen Live.
Yeah, and you go back to the front page under Listen Live, and the second button down is the Nutrimedical show archives and podcasts.
Front page of Nutrimedical.
Listen Live. The panel is right to the left of our picture that shows me and you.
Right
and
there.
You got your beautiful hair and your smiling, beautiful eyes.
Bill, I thought we were starting to hurry up.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, under Listen Live, the second one down. Click on it.
And this is what you get. You get the podcasts right here, and you can sign up for podcasts.
Go to the right of the podcast there. Go to the right there, Bill, and you can download your podcast.
Yeah, well, they're right there. Yeah, and also you sign up and they'll send them to your phone. You don't even need to wait. And we have every RSS feed of every podcast registry on the planet, from iTunes to whatever. So if you go down there and actually sign up, you'll get everything.
Bill, Lori from Arkansas. Gary is one, I won't give his full name, longtime listeners and supporters. He lives in Arkansas, and he has Lyme disease. Now, I know we cover that a lot.
Well, the street fed thing, we talked about Lyme before.
Yeah.
You got to kill off the pathogens that go through the biofilm. You got to reduce the cytokines, which your immune system is generating, that damage your mitochondria and your neurotransmitters and organs. And you have to restore the healing capacity of the tissues to regenerate them. So we can do that in our protocol. And we have 100%, I don't like to use cure, I say remission rate, and we regenerate the organs and tissues in your brain function and get your cytokine levels down. The best test to measure if you're responding is the iSpot Lyme test, because IFN gamma is activated when your T lymphocytes are causing damage. And if your IFN gamma is dropping in their spot test, it means you've turned it off. Now, if you do a test at Immunosciences in LA with Dr. Aristo Vujadani at Immunosciences, they'll do all the fancy tests for babesiosis or ehrlichiosis and Lyme, but it doesn't tell you if the active disease is being turned off. So the iSpot's the one to do.
John from Pennsylvania, or just take the protocol and just get.
Yeah, most people will do that. If they're curious,
people don't always have extra money.
But the reason why I say that is that so that if they're curious, they need to know I can validate they're better. Okay, but you don't have to. 95% of people just say, I don't want to waste all that money. I'll just go take the protocol and I feel good, so fine.
Right. John from Pennsylvania, dear Dr. Deagle, what do you recommend for my mom who came off chemo and the doctors are screwing her up with, what's that,
gabapentin, yeah. Gabapentin is...
apparently, Bill's affecting her gait, her balance, and her nerves.
It's actually, they give all of the actors and the stand-ins at The Walking Dead gabapentin to turn them into zombies. It's a zombie pill. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, okay,
I'm actually kidding you, but I'm not kidding you. Mm-hmm. It's a terrible drug. It's an evil drug. If you want to get rid of, she has probably a post-chemo neuropathy.
Post-chemo.
Neuropathy, yeah. And I can reverse that. Same as similar to protocol to the neuropathy treatment for diabetic neuropathy.
Yeah, the one that we just gave.
Yeah, and you don't want to just cover up the pain.
Just go back to that.
In other words, this is like spraying this flashing light in the dashboard of your body when you try to get gabapentin. It doesn't do a really good job. It just stops the flashing light from you seeing it. Mm-hmm. Although you can see kind of as the paint breaks off where the paint is, where over the light, it starts to hurt again, right? So you want to fix the problem, not spray display the little flashing light in the dashboard of your body.
Here's a question from John before he closes. Does activated charcoal help? We never sell activated charcoal.
No.
What is that?
Activated charcoal using water filters. You don't want to take activated charcoal. You don't want to be taking bentonite clay either, because you can get diverticulosis or bowel obstructions from it. So no. Take our Keeler Max and our ultra liquid zeolite for oral chelation. Take our xenoestrin detox, samethyl, acetazoyl methionine, bio-LVR, and Nutridefense for pulling out chemical toxins out of your body. Do not take charcoal or bentonite clay. Bad idea.
Okay.
That's what they gave in the Second World War after, Nagasaki and Fukushima. Their miso tea was actually better for them than taking clay.
Okay, this is quite lengthy. Don from Colorado. So, Don, I'm going to pick out your key questions that you have here. And one of them is for his friend. He has a lot of stress and anxiety.
Okay, I would take our mood elevator called Posinol and Brain Made Calm, a scoop of each 4 times a day.
A lot of people just take the Calm Mind alone.
Oh yeah, Calm Mind is fine. But the reason why I give them both, the reason why I give both is because the actual magnesium L-threonate actually extinguishes the seizure activity in the limbic system when you're having panic attacks. So the Calm Mind will actually do postsynaptic.
Okay, what if a person had a panic attack and you don't want to take any drugs? What would you suggest for a panic attack? Because they come on really quick.
You
want to get that.
You can put it under your tongue, even the powder under your tongue, and it'll be there in 7 seconds in your bloodstream.
Which powder?
Brain Mag.
Brain Mag?
Yeah, the Calm Mind you could take also, but the Brain Mag is actually going to extinguish. That's why we use it for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety attacks, chronic. And a lot of people that are depressed have both depression, which is low serotonin levels in their brain, lower norepinephrine levels, which we can treat with our mood elevator, or mood energizer, it's called, acetyltyrosine. But you want to make bioperin, which is bio-LVR, and for depression. But the thing for anxiety, real simple: Calm Mind, Brain Mag, drink, and the mood elevator called Posinol.
Real quick, for cholesterol, I think Cardiovasc?
Cardiovasc, no. The most important one is Omega Cod Liver Liquid, and the Cardiovasc, both, those two.
Okay, we'll be right back, and we only have a short one coming up next, so I'll try to pick out some key emails for you.
Yeah, very good. You get more time in the show. You get 6 more minutes than you do on the show when we're over in Genesis. There's your commercial. Life support.
They must have heard me say I want it. I'd like to hear a few of our commercials during our show, if possible.
I took that phone number off, by the way, that I had to the iPad, because I had some people. I had one doctor try to call me even during the show. It's like, I'm not going to leave that. I'll leave that for guests. Oops, I forgot the
press at the end of it.
On the air, and they make great gifts for your conservative friend or family member. Buy Racism Schmacism today at www.thepoliticalcesspool.org.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.